Hello and welcome back, and today I have a very special video because I hit 150 subscribers. So like I said, I hit 150 subscribers, and first I just want to say thank you so much. I'm so happy, and also today I'm going to be making some cookies. So anyways, first I made a very bad mistake of choosing this mixer attachment. And I don't say it's a very, very bad mistake, but just wasn't good. Anyways, here's the recipe that I used, and I will have it linked in the description. But let's get started. So first, I added some butter, which I had softening for an hour or so before I made the cookies. And here's why this is a bad mistake. I am showing you it's not even touching the butter at all. So I tried to fix it by moving the butter, and don't try to fix it when the mixer is still on. Anyways, tried to fix it, did a little bit, but then I thought, okay, maybe if I just add a bit more, it'll work. So I added some sugar, and then I added some brown sugar, and I should have just known that I should have just got a new mixer attachment, because this one is actually for frosting and not batter. So I scraped as much of it as I possibly could off and replaced it with this metal mixer. And then I cut up the butter, and after I did that, turned it back on, reattached it, turned it back on, and guess what? It actually mixed. What? That's so crazy. Yeah, I should have just gone with this one from the start, but we all make mistakes, I guess. Anyways, I let it mix until it was reaching this consistency. I don't really know what to call it. Tried to break it up a little bit, so I made sure everything was mixed up. Then we had a power outage. It honestly wasn't really that bad because this is real time, not sped up, and look, it was right back on. Anyways, got to mixing again, and it was going actually much better than we started, of course. And once we got to about here, I stopped mixing it and added some vanilla. Then after I measured it out, I poured it in, and then I also added in 1 egg, which I have let this egg sit out for a little bit to not be super cold, because I think that's what the instructions said. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, kept on mixing that, again breaking it up so I could make sure that everything was fully mixed together, and just kept that going for a few minutes. And then I paused that because I didn't want to overmix it while I prepped the dry ingredients, which was the flour, the cornstarch, and some baking soda, some salt, and then I mixed it all together. I don't think I've ever really used cornstarch in my cookies before, but I think that it actually did help them out in the end. Anyways, I slowly started mixing in my dry ingredients by using this little cup. And I actually do think that it helped out pretty well because it was able to let me get small little scoops at a time. Anyways, kept on mixing, and after all of the dry ingredients were semi-mixed in well, I turned up the speed and let that mix for a little bit longer. Then I scraped off as much of the dough as I possibly could, removed this little mixer attachment, and then mixed in the rest of the dry ingredients that didn't get mixed from the mixer. Then I added in some chocolate chips, and I didn't want to actually measure out half in 2 different containers or 2 separate times, so I just eyeballed it. And then mix it all together like this, which was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. But it is actually better to mix it by hand because, one, you're not really over mixing the batter, and also you aren't really breaking the chocolate chips. Anyways, I got the biggest pan that I could find, and then got this little mat and started scooping out all the cookies. So I wanted to have more cookies, so I just did 1 scoop, and I didn't really add too much extra on top of it until the very end, when I knew I had to just get rid of a small amount of dough. Anyways, tried to space them out as much as I possibly could. Then got onto the second pan, and this is the best mat that I could find. So I just kind of placed them on the edge and hoped that it would kind of help with them not sticking too much. Then kind of towards the end, I realized I had a lot of dough left, so I just scooted all of the little cookies over and created a lot of space where I could fit 2 more cookies. Yay! So I did the same on the big pan, and actually this one turned out a lot better because I was able to fit a whole another 3 cookies, which was basically just the right amount to use up all of the dough pretty much perfectly. Then I used some of this saran wrap to cover up the cookies, did the same thing on the small pan, and this is supposed to protect them when they go into the freezer. So I put them in the freezer for about an hour to kind of chill for a bit. And I did this awesome transition of me cleaning the dishes, but I forgot to finish it. Yeah! Then after the hour, I preheated the oven, undid the saran wrap, and plopped the little cookies in, and I did them both at the same time because I didn't want to wait. So closed it up, set the timer for 10 minutes, and here they are. They turned out actually so good. And again, I think it's kind of like the cornstarch that did this, but I guess I won't really know unless I try it again, maybe at 200 subscribers? I don't know. Anyways, they kind of flattened out a little bit, but not as bad as I've seen it before. Anyways, I want to say thank you so much for 150 subscribers. These cookies are delicious, so thank you for giving me a chance to make them. And I'll see you next month. Bye!